Alright everybody, hello, welcome back to my channel. I want to say something. I'm almost at that 200 subscriber mark, so if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because once I get to that 200 mark, I'm still keeping my word. I'm still throwing $50 to somebody. What's going to happen is once I get to the 200 mark, I might wait a couple days. Someone might just subscribe for that, hoping they get the money and then jump, so I'm going to wait a couple days, but then I'll make a video. It's going to be the 200 subscriber for $50 video. And in that video, all you got to do is watch the video, hit like, and leave a comment. It could be fuck you, John. It could be whatever you want. Just leave a comment, and you have to be a subscriber, a seeable subscriber, because I can look to see my subs, but some people can have it where nobody can see who you are if you're a sub. So if I can't see that you're a sub, even if you are, I don't have no proof. I can't pick you. So you got to be an exposed, sub. So I can tell you're a sub. You got to hit like, and you got to write a comment, and you'll get $50. And we almost at that 200 mark. We right there. So we growing. This channel's growing. But I told you I was gonna make the next video about deuce, K-2, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. So K-2, deuce is K-2. Obviously, it's basically, you guys all know, it's a synthetic marijuana. It's like bud, but it's out of your system. At the prison, it's out in like 3 days. But I already told you, I think on the last video, that they can't even test for it no more, because they only test for like the first 2 strains that were ever made, and like they're like up to strain 1 million right now. Not really, like strain like 57. Like they can't test for it. You could smoke on your way to the urine test and still piss clean. Like it's nothing to worry about. But like some of the deuce is really fucking crazy. Like you can smoke and it's like, bud, it gets you laid back. But so many people get epis. Epis are episodes, they call them an epi. Like if you bug out on that deuce, like you get stuck in the toilet, in your stall in the toilet, and you leave it closed, and you're just sitting there staring because you're paranoid and you can't move. That's an epi. If you do something wild and the cop knows you're fucked up, that's an epi. If you need to get thrown in the shower, water poured on you, you know what an epi is. If you have an epi, you have an epi. And a lot of people did some weird shit, ran around naked, screaming for the cops to help them, ran up on the cops and held them, said, save me. They've done some weird shit when they had eps. But like some of the deuce was regular, but then like these people got crazy. Like they would get this deuce. We had some shit called death. It was called death. Death was the baddest shit. It was in Franklin that I know when it was around. And that death, and I'm talking about you're rolling prison sticks. I wish I could show you. It's like if you take a nice roach of a blunt, like just like you smoking the roach really small, but it's a nice roach. It's like it's a pin. It's not even a pin a joint. It's so small. Prison sticks are so tiny. It's not even funny. You're rolling with 2 papers, so it burns a little slow. That's how small they are. But you can, if you buy like a quarter, which is basically a gram of weed, size. If you buy a quarter, you can roll that up more if you want. Quarters, $25 and shit. But, some of the deuce is crazy. That fucking death, you smoke that deuce, that death, you have it in epi. Even the fucking people that would smoke 9 sticks a day, they're like, I'm with it. That the poker table, you smoke a little bit because the cop really can't smell it, and they only smoke a few and they put it out. They'll have an epi at the table. Meanwhile, they smoke like 9 sticks a day, and they think they the man. They try that death, and they're like, they can't move, and they're like, yo, I can't play. And everybody's like, yo, you're right. Let me get you some drink, because a lot of people need water and shit like that. To me, that was the baddest shit I've ever seen. Death put so many people in the box. Death, everybody was having epis. Epis in the yard, epis in the fucking dorm, epis on the walkway even. They were just dropping on the walkway. It was fucked up. The death was fucked up. Everybody wanted that, but that was the baddest shit. Like if I got it, I would only take like 2 hits and hold them in. If you hold them in, you're really gonna get fucked up. You're gonna get an ep. I would take a few hits, I'd hold it in, and I'd put it right out. A stick of death could last me like 3 times easily. Like 3 times I'm getting high off one stick, you know, because I wasn't a huge deuce smoker. You know, my thing was chinita, you know what I mean? But I did smoke because I didn't want to get like feeling uncomfortable in prison. That's not a good place to feel uncomfortable. You know, a couple times I got stuck in the toilet bowl, you know what I mean? You try to handle one out or something, but then there's other people. I ain't handling myself, and there's other people, men in the bathroom. So then, like, you all of a sudden get stuck, you're like, I'm not leaving. I am so fucked up. So I got like that a couple times. But then I got to, Collins. I got to Collins, and that shit made the street news. I think I talked about it once before. That shit made street news. They started getting, like, get well soon, or I love you, dad, or I love you, husband. You know, the cards that they sell card stores. They would take those cards and put them in like a pan, I guess, filled with liquid, and they called it liquid deuce, but I think it was something else. Like there was PCP in there. I don't know what else there was in there, but they would let the card sit in it and soak up all that liquid until there was no liquid, and then they would, you know, write that shit after, because you write something before the liquid's gonna make the ink fucked up and they're gonna know something. So you write it when it's dry. Oh, I love you, I miss you, or blah 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 blah. You write something, you put it in, and you mail it, and you obviously you put in a different return address so they can't find you, and they don't know, they can't test paper. You know what I mean? Like, so I come in and people would just cut it up. First, you know what a regular card, the size of it. At first, they were selling pieces like that of the card for $10 for a brick. And then everybody in Collins was going out in an ambulance because they didn't know, because they were cutting it up into little pieces like dust and just making sticks out of it. You know, mix a little with tobacco and it would burn. But they were getting so much for $10, so they thought they needed a decent amount. And they were just smoking and holding it in. They wouldn't even get done with a quarter of it. Boom, they would just drop. Like, you thought they were going to die. And 39 people just in the one side. There was Collins 1, Collins 2. Collins 1 only had like 400 people at the most. Collins 2 had, I think, like 700. And it was across like a regular street. So it was a different prison. I don't know why it was the same prison. But Collins 1 had that shit. And that made death look like child's play, you know what I mean? Like Fisher Price, you know, like 39 people in one day went out in an ambulance. One guy, a Chinese guy, I forgot his name, he died, and they thought it was like from like an opiate, so they're hitting him with Narcan or something. He made it. He went to the hospital. He came back, you know what I mean? But he died from that shit. Now, there was something else in it. So then they knew that shit was crazy, because after they went and got caught, they would have the paper in their books. You know, they'd buy a fucking piece, make a stick, and put the rest of their stuff in a book, put their book away. And then when they get packed up for the box, all their books get packed up, and you get your own shit after like your third day or something, whatever, you know, you get your shit in the box, and you get your books. You know, you can get a 5 books. So they were picking one of their books that had the deuce, you know, had that crazy deuce. So they would, even the ambulance was coming on to the fucking 200 in Collins to bring them to the, you know, because they were falling out. They made an announcement, if anybody's buying deuce and you don't smoke it, that shit is fucking laced. It's poison. You're gonna die. You know, they made the announcement. It made the street news, so you can look it up. It's in there, Collins Street News. That, you know, 39 people dropped in one day. You know, then they went, you know, they were dropping in the box. But that's when they figured out, okay, this shit is really, really strong. Let's sell a little bit. And I already made a video about suboxone, how small it was. But just in case you didn't watch that video, they were basically selling pieces like that for $10. After they were selling like 2 of these, you know, for $10, they went down to selling that much for $10, you know, and you could roll 1, maybe 2 sticks out of it, but you're still getting rocked. You cut it up into dust, you know, like little flakes, you know, like the sparkles. You mix a little tobacco and you smoke it. You smoke it with someone. Everybody was like, yo, that's just crazy. And I was like, yo, I ain't fucking with that, man. I ain't falling out. But I know to respect it. So I bought a little bit, you know, and then in Collins, where I was on the one side, you get a big shower like the size of my room. Only one person shower at a time. There's a bunch of showers, but one person at a time. put a towel over the thing. There's like you can't see through it. It's like a curtain, but everything's all, you can't see nothing in the shower. You shower naked. You fucking cash out if you wanted to, you know what I mean? But I would smoke it in there. I would just smoke fucking 2 hits and I'd hold them in, put that shit out. If you hold 1 hit in and hold that like it's crack, you'll probably have an epi and fall the fuck out. That's how strong it was. So I knew to respect it. I'd take 2 hits and, you know, I'd do that twice and I'd be fucked up. I'm talking fucked up, you know what I mean? And I would just be like, sometimes I'd just be like this, rocking back and forth, holding on to the shower, rocking and rocking for like 30 straight minutes, rocking. That's why I smoked in the shower, because inmates would sometimes make that shit dumb hot, you know what I mean? Trying to supposedly help you, but they would make it hot and get loud and knock shit over and run. So I was wondering, like, why they running? Where they running for? You know, and they see you're having an epi. So I'd either smoke it in the shower, or I had a good cube. I was right by the window, the bubble wasn't anywhere near me. I would smoke it on my bed, blow it out my window, put it out, and lay on my bed, have an epi. I had a bunch of epis on it, but I never got caught. I'd have the epis alone. I'd be on my bed just fucking wiggling. And I'd look at sometimes, because you could tell I'm fucked up. And my neighbor, Spanish dude, he was a bro too. So, but you know, I forgot his fucking name. You know, remember that thing? I forgot his name. But I would see him, and I'd be wiggling. And all of a sudden, I wasn't even talking about it. I was like, I know who you are. You know, and he would just be laughing at me, you know. That deuce was crazy, bro. That made death look like garbage. But that shit lasted a while, you know. And I think it lasted the whole time I was there, because it was funny. I had 3 weeks to go home. And that was it. That was like my 4th time getting a CR, you know, like, because I kept losing my CRs and was putting on the max out because I'd have to take a program over. I did the program and I had 3 weeks left to go. I was doing phase 3 or 2. It was some stupid shit, but they had me in the 2 side, Collins 2, and I bought deuce. I mean that paper deuce. That day that they moved me, I traded some Chinita, suboxone, for, I don't know, a decent amount of fucking deuce, like paper deuce, like that much. But at that time I was smoking for a while, so I got used to it and I loved it, you know. And nobody had that Collins too. So when I said it, all of a sudden, because I wanted Chinita, I was getting Chinita thrown at me for little itty bitty pieces, or just to smoke a stick with this one guy. And then all of a sudden, the people in the compound knew, look for this guy, John. He's got that paper juice, because they heard what happened in Collins 1. And everybody wanted to try that. So I had everybody looking for me. By that time, I had nothing left. I mean, I might have had a very little bit, but I wanted to smoke, and I ain't trying to sell it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't need money. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't trying to make money in prison. You know what I mean? Like, some people really made a lot of money in prison. You know, they get hit and they would sell that for cash app shit. You know, money street. So you ain't gonna get caught. But yeah, there was something else in it, because that little bit angel dust is powerful. I used to smoke a lot of dust. I died on angel dust in 1999. I'll tell that story. I might have back then. I'll tell it again in the future. Literally died just smoking it. I think in the very room I'm in right now. The room I'm in right now. But whatever, I'll go back to that. I knew was strong. I always smoked the liquid dust. That would get you fucked up. But this, the tiniest amount, like, I'll show you a paper. This amount of it would get 2 people fucked up. I've never seen anything so powerful. Like, there had to be other shit in there. That wasn't just K-2. That must have been other shit. Fentanyl and fucking acid. And there must have been a whole bunch of chemicals in there. Because that shit, one hit, if you held it in like crack, you're having a fucking epi. You know, it was that strong. I had an epi once, like this dude, this black dude, me and him used to smoke all the time together. I'd buy it and find him, he'd buy it and find me, or we'd throw in and buy. You know, we smoked that shit together a lot. And, you know, this one time he got me, you know, we would look out for each other. You know, John, come on, let's go. I'm like, I knew what it was about. We'd go smoke. We went to the bathroom. I was in the middle stall. There's a stall to my right, 12-bone stall to my left. He was in the stall to the left. We passed it under each other. I was, might have been taking a shit at the time. Yeah, I think I was taking a shit at the time. I told him, I was like, yo, I'm taking a shit, but I'm not going to touch myself. Like, wipe or, you know, my hands are up, and then I'm going to smoke, and I'm going to the bathroom, you know, because you got to do it out of respect. He's like, yeah, I don't care. Don't worry about it. So we were smoking that shit, and I brought it back to him. He's like, yo, I'm going to put this shit out. We'll finish it later. I'm like, yo, nah, fuck that, man. Pass that shit back. Let's take a few more hits at least. And he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. He's like, all right. And he passed it back to me. I took a nice big hit, gave it to him. That's all I remembered. The next thing I remembered is fucking wiggling and looking at the ground, and it looked like ice cream was all over the ground. Then I thought I would shit myself, and I shit all over because there was a little bit on my boxers and on the floor, a little on the corner of my state sneakers. You know what I mean? I thought it was shit, but I wound up finding out, you know, because he told me what happened. You know, I was by myself. This guy was gone. He left me, and this guy came in, and I was like, "Yo, can you help me, please?" Like, you know, I wiped my ass and shit like that too. I finished that because, you know, I was all right at that time. I kind of sobered up. I figured out it was all throw up. I kind of remember throwing up, and this guy left because he told me, because he said I was fine, but no, I fucking wasn't. You lie. You want to get busted. You didn't want to help me. Fuck that. This guy told me, I was like, yo, I need some help. So he got this white dude that I fucked with a little bit to help me. He helped me up. You know, I had my pants on, everything was done. He got me up, got me into my fucking cube, and he actually cleaned up all the shit. Like, he mopped the whole fucking bathroom to get that puke out of there for me. You know, so I was like, yo, that's a good look, man. I really appreciate that. I needed you. I had to take a shower, fucking, you know, just to make sure I was clean, because I threw up, but that shit was crazy. And when I asked this guy what the fuck happened, he goes, after I passed it back to him, he said, I started singing some shit really loud, like a drunken sailor. Oh, like something like that, he said. And then he said he heard me going, and he thought I was kidding. But that's when I was throwing up, because I remember feeling the sour taste in your throat that you get. I remember the throwing up part. I don't remember the singing at all. That's how fucked up I was. That was an epi, you know. And I was like, yo, I can't believe I got fucked up on that. Because I know when he buys it, when he rolls it, he don't make the sticks that good. Like, I can smoke the whole shit with him and still be like, all right. But he must have fucking put a decent amount in that one, like what you're supposed to do. And I'm thinking it's not. So I'm smoking it like his old shit. But I should have been treating it like I normally roll it, like the right way. But that was an epi for me. Thank God I didn't get caught by the cops. You know, the inmates looked out for me and got me fucking, you know, taken care of. But that was the good shit, you know. But that just shows you how the price changed. You got, I wish I had a fucking, basically a sticky note, the sticky notes. I don't know if this roll paper. Yeah, this is almost it. Like, picture this roll paper, but a little more, you know, just so you can see the size. Like $10. I'll show you on, you know, there's my phone, and, you know, I got other phones and shit, you know, I got a bunch. It was about that big at first for $10. And then, like I said, once they knew they had something super duper duper strong, you started getting that for $10. You know what I mean? And I worked in a mess hall, and like a lot of the guys from mess hall had, I would smoke a little bit, you know, because you get cigarette breaks. And I'd be a pot washer, and I'd be fucked up. And there's CO around you. I'm like, yo, he knows, and he don't know nothing. But I was like, he knows. I mean, just act as normal as I can, you know. So that was the deuce shit. But like I said, this very last, the end of my bit, you know, the end of, when this happened, I still had to go upstate, and I went into hospitals at the last minute. They put me in green my third time. They couldn't test no more. I've seen the papers. There was a class action lawsuit. It was in the Pro Se magazines, you know, magazines you get from the lawyers, the Pro Se group. And there's a class action lawsuit. I ain't part of it, but there's a class action lawsuit. Anybody who had the dirty during that time, whatever time it was, can be part of it. You're not even going to win a lot. There's a ton of people part of it. They're not allowed to test no more until they fix that, or test at least for those things, the deuce and suboxone, because the reagents that they were using weren't the right reagents for the machine or to test that drug, some shit. And a lot of people were getting positives and they weren't positive, you know. So there must have been a lot of people actually fought shit to get that actually really tested outside, even though they get rid of it when they're done testing it. There were probably complaints and complaints where they actually checked them out, and then they did their own, you know, the outside people did their own test on that urine and found out, no, he doesn't have nothing. So there was nothing to be worried about after. But I've never seen no drug in my life as powerful as that paper deuce. And it wasn't just paper deuce, because Mid-State had paper deuce. You know, they're called airplanes. That's what they call it, airplanes. And you could smoke in a decent amount. You could smoke like that, and you know, in a stick, and you're fucked up, but you're good. You can handle yourself. That shit, that was some other shit they put on it. And I've never seen any drug, and I've done drug, I've never seen any drug as powerful as that, because something so small can get you fucking fucked up like that, even into the hospital. I've never seen a drug like that. I don't know what the fentanyl, heroin, I don't do that shit no more. And I never did fentanyl that was mixed in heroin. So I don't know. Maybe that is just as strong. I don't know. But maybe there was fentanyl in that, you know. I don't know. But that was that. That was that deuce story. You know, it pretty much, let me tell you the prices. The price for deuce, you can either buy sticks. Sticks, you can get a stick for a pouch. You know what I mean? They'll already have sticks rolled. You know what I mean? Or they'll just give you enough for a stick, you know. And then you could buy a quarter. A quarter is $25, which is about a quarter exactly would be what a chapstick, and they do have chapstick. I think it's in my drawer, you know, a school bag. The chapstick cap, you take it off and you pack it with the deuce, you know, smokable deuce. You pack it, and that's a quarter. So now you know exactly what a quarter is. That's what a quarter is. And then a 50 is 2 of those. Sometimes if you buy 50, they'll give you 3 quarters instead of 2. Or if you buy 100, you'll get 3 50s. Or, you know, like you get deals when you spend more money. But you know, that's how the deuce goes. The deuce game goes. You know, a lot of people used to get dirties because they had to test in the beginning for that strain, because the deuce was new to the prison. Back then, people used to do suboxone like it was nothing. They'd be nodding out, so of course they would go down to get drug tests, and they'll come in all clean for everything under the sun. So they were like, what the fuck? How are these people nodding out and being fucked up and not coming up dirty for anything? And then, you know, every place has rats, so they found someone, and someone's like, yeah, it's suboxone, they're doing the suboxone. So they finally got a test for the suboxone. But when I was in Green in 2010, 11, and 18, and 19, and 20, you know, but when I was in Green in 2010 and 11, they didn't have the test yet for it, you know what I mean, for the suboxone. Everybody was doing, what's that pill called? It was a good pill. And they started testing for it used to be carry-on, then they wanted everybody to bring their bottle to the med thing and showing if you were off by more than 3, you went right to the box. I'll remember, and I'll probably do a video about it, but everybody was getting fucked up on them. 10 of them would get you twisted, and it would get me where I'm like running around, talking. It was like a pet pill. But they caught a guy who was like naked, standing on his chair, wiggling his shit around like that, and he told him, he's like, I'm on whatever pill that is. I'll remember, and I'll make a video about it. But I hope you like that. That's about the deuce. That's deuce in prison. You know what I mean? Like, that shit was alright. You know what I mean? Like, but you gotta watch out what you're smoking, because you don't know what the fuck it really is until you see how people handle themselves. Like, some people wait. Oh, I can't wait till this guy, you know, comes back from visit. You know, they come back with it. Move. You know what I mean? And like, so I just wait until people smoke it and see how good the shit is before I touch it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll explain too how you make a video on how you handle getting it dirty and knowing you go in the box and what you do to prep yourself. I'll start making my old school videos. Don't worry about that. But don't forget, you guys who aren't on my Facebook and just the YouTube watcher, when I get to 200 subscribers, I'm going to wait a few days and make a video. It's going to be that video. I'm going to say the 200 subscriber video. That's the video where you got to leave a comment, like, and be a sub, and you'll get a $50. If you don't want it mailed to your house, don't want me to know your address, do a PO box. You know what I mean? Or I could do it through PayPal or cards. You know, there's a million ways. You could do it through Facebook, even less. We'll figure it out. But I pick them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm allowed to pick who it is. It's not like whoever is the 13th person that writes a comment. No, it's what I just look for somebody and made a comment. Then if I think, fuck it, I'll choose this person. I'll check to see if they're fucking a subscriber. See how many likes I have, and see, I don't think he put a like on that one or whatever. You know, because there should be the same amount of likes as comments, because everybody wants that money. You know what I mean? But if you're a girl and you're local, and you say something about how good I look and how you wouldn't mind talking to me, I might just pick you anyway, you know what I mean? Just, you know, I'll just tell you that now, because I can pick whoever the fuck I want. Someone's going to get $50. That's my word, you know what I mean? Because I want to grow, you know what I mean? I'm trying to grow. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll be making my videos like the old school shit. Like, look at this. This ain't Coca-Cola, this is cocaine. You know, I figured I'd bring this shirt out, because I was talking about drugs. You know, I'm looking right, too. You know, I guess that steroid, the testosterone that I'm taking works, you know. But, all right. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you guys had a really good day. I hope you guys enjoy your night. Hope you guys have a good day tomorrow. I hope you guys have good days all days, because you guys are my fucking viewers, and most of you are my subs. And keep watching. Sub, like, hit like, because that fucks with the algorithm and throws me into other people's, like, pictures. Like, when they turn on YouTube, my video will be there. Hit that like button for me, so these other people, like 50-year-old women, might fucking catch my shit and be like, oh, what the fuck is this guy doing? You know what I mean? So just hit the like button. Just, even if you watch it for 3 minutes, hit the like button. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing these videos for you. You know, it helps me, because it's like my way of talking. But I'm doing it for you guys, so you guys can enjoy yourself and laugh at me or laugh at the situation. So, all right, everybody, goodbye. And all you ladies out there, I'm single. You know what I mean? My head is looking normal again. You know what I mean? Like, what's up? Like, hit me up. Or just tell me, yo, I'm interested in you. That's all I need to know. Just back, I'm interested, and we'll be friends. We'll start off as friends. We'll just talk, and then maybe if you're local, hang out. If you ain't local, you know, you really can't do much. If you live in the city, that's fine. I go to the city all the time, but if you're past the city is, you know. But, girls, I'm single. I'm ready to fucking mingle. So, hit me up. All right, I'll talk to you later.